There's a massive mobilization on the ground.
Yeah.
Massive mobilization that no political party has ever managed to do. When a push comes to a shove, people must be ready to be physical. But it is always the last resort. There is no revolution that was ever peaceful. You know, we must be careful because the problem with this democracy that we have and the education, it has produced a lot of stupid intellectuals. That's the problem that we have. Stupid intellectuals, fools masquerading as intellectuals because they want to think that they see things differently from the reality that we all see. And they want to project and profile themselves as if they are the real thinkers for society.
This debate follows the tragic killing of 18-year-old Nhlamulo Sambo, whom according to his mother and sister was allegedly slaughtered like an animal for being Tsonga.
Yena kanti ubuyela nini kwela kubo? Yena ke uphindela nini eMalawi kwela kubo?
It should never happen under no circumstances that a political leader of South Africa takes the sides of non-South Africans.
Ngisafuna umqondo wami Malema usanyakaza ukuthi lento yenzayo lento yokuphambana nehlobo uyenza ngamabomu yini yabona mfowethu ayikho into enzima ukuswitcha from ekumkhonzeni umuntu to ekumboneni ukuthi akayona lento cabanga ukuthi iyona obuza kuyithandana.
You have leaders who then will come and say these are your future employers. Why should the illegal foreigners be future employers of the South Africans, not the South Africans employing them?
When we compared the data against our new system, we found that 27,799 did not match, and 177 file numbers were too short, and only 1,677 were legal. The rest, they provided false information to the Department of Transport.
Welcome back to my channel. In this long video, you will see the first part. There's an episode that was playing yesterday in the MacG podcast. So the guest is part of this video. So I've decided to crop just some few clips from it. You will hear from the gentleman that is going to speak. The name of this channel is Open Up Podcast. This is where we share our ideas. This is where we discuss matters that affect us here in South Africa. In this situation that we are having here in South Africa, people have been vocal on social media, have been talking about a lot of things. So I make sure that I collect those videos so that we can discuss about those things, so that I have those people sharing their ideas here. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Let's go.
There's a massive mobilization on the ground.
Yeah.
Massive mobilization that no political party has ever managed to do. There will be a protest in Thokoza. There will be a protest in Pretoria. There will be a protest in Kimberley, KZN, everywhere in the country, all at once. The difference between this protest now is the drive. It comes from within. It is not like funded protest where you are promised a t-shirt or food or a bus. These are individual people who are following their convictions, where the people feel that they're exploding. There's anger. And there's one thing that unites these people. They are speaking in unionism. Doesn't matter which protest you interview. And there have never been a national a collaboration of these people. There isn't. Thokoza is fighting their own struggles. Soweto is doing their own things. Everywhere. It's a revolution. And it's an unled revolution. It is the most dangerous revolution when no one is in control of those things. Because how capital works, how the system works, they want to have their own person that leads the mob. And then the person who leads the mob controls the anger of the mob. And that is the person that gets richer while all of those people who were protesting remains in abject poverty. In this case, these people are leading themselves. There might be voices who are outspoken, who can speak Jacinda, but she's not leading these people. She's expressing their frustrations. She's articulating the anger on the ground. You can't undermine her. Anyone who can undermine her is stupid. Is stupid. Because whatever she says, as an individual, represents the views of millions of people. And some who can't say it because of their positions, because of the titles they hold. But I can tell you now, what Jacinta says represents the views of South Africans.
And what's your take about, you see movements like March and March, what Bongis were doing, that those movements are funded by the Western...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, no?
Yes, it's a lie. Why should everything be funded? Why should our anger be funded?
Please share also in the comment section what you think of just this first clip, because this video is long. I mean, this guy speaks, so many things that make sense to me. So can you please also share your view at home so that we move along together? Let's continue, because my brother makes a lot of points. I mean, you should listen. Just keep going.
Look, what these movements are speaking about are genuine issues, are genuine concerns that can't be overlooked. The black government has failed South Africans. It has totally failed our people to an extent that people, the ordinary South Africans, are beginning to question the democracy itself. Once you begin to hear people, the old guards saying, they think it was better during apartheid. Then you must understand that the system, the current government has failed. Now, what is happening here is that you have a black government that has rendered the black lives and pushed them to the bottom of the pits. Black South Africans were third-class citizens during apartheid. They were white people. There were Indians. Then there were blacks. We were removed from competing in the economy of the country. Black people were not doing business. They were not owning land. They were not owning properties. They were not even allowed to study maths and science at the time. When eventually they fought that when the democracy came in 94, when our people are beginning to be expecting to be the playing field to be opened and to be equal so that they can start businesses. They are now competing with Pakistanis. They are competing with Ethiopians for the spaza shops. You have pushed the black South Africans now to being fifth-grade citizens, where the illegals are now better than the locals. Where the illegals now are employing the locals. That's what the ANC has done to our people. The outsiders are occupying the buildings in the CBDs, in the city, and in the outskirts, the affluent suburbs. The local people are living in squalor, in shacks. We have pushed South Africans to live in Emikukwini. When our parents fought against the 4 rooms that they were calling Elephant in Soweto. They protested against those 4 rooms. It was part of the things that they were rejecting from the apartheid government. Who has taught South Africans to say it is dignified to stay in Mkukwini? Moving outside of the city, moving outside of all the hijacked buildings, to stay in the shacks, in squalor, with a black government. The anger is justified. The children of the South African people no longer have access to the schools because they don't have the money. And the outsiders have the money because they sell the drugs. They do all the illicit things here to take their children there. When we were growing up, Bara was the best hospital in Africa. When we were young, it was the best of the best in Africa. You would be sick in Swaziland and in Lesotho. Then when they can't treat you, they will transfer you to Bara. And you're vuga. Figu vuga na. Today, mungene Bara. Awuphumi. The problem now is that the political space has been hijacked by criminals. You have people who in ordinary course shouldn't be close anywhere near the levers of political administration of a country. In an ordinary country, there are people that shouldn't be coming close to governance and leadership. You have criminals, you have hustlers, you have drug dealers, you have mafias who are now political leaders. Then what do you think will happen? That's what the ANC has subjected us to. People that shouldn't be coming close to political power. They're in parliament. Criminals continuing with their criminality, protecting crime that is now entering, it's being institutionalized to the institutions, the police, SARS, Hawks. We are fast approaching a failed state. All the elements of a failed state are almost visible. Leadership is a calling. Leaders are born. That's why I'm saying we have, my mom used to say, apartheid never kept people that it never wanted to use in future. All the revolutionaries were killed. All of them. Sobukwe, Biko, Chris Hani, they were killed. All those that they left were the sellouts, were the Askaris, were the 10 coats, when the counter-insurgencies. They are doing exactly what they are supposed to do. They are serving the master, not us. They are not getting the mandate from us. That's why today you will have political leaders and political parties attacking South Africans for standing up for their country. A political party, a political leader standing against the people. Then from who are you taking the mandate from? You begin to realize that these people are not what they've been projecting themselves to be. They are gradually coming out to say, I'm not for you. There's not, it should never happen under no circumstances that a political leader of South Africa takes the sides of non-South Africans. For what good reason? How can you, as the father of your children, side with an outsider over your own children? Not unless we are saying those are not your children. You know something that we don't. Maybe you know that the children are not yours. That's why you would allow vultures to come and terrorize and eat them in your own house. When they cry to you and say, Daddy, Daddy, you're like, hey, you are dramatic. Your children are saying we are scared. We are being terrorized here. Your children are saying to you, Daddy, when you are away at work, the people here come and rape us and molest us. You come back, you say, no, you are dramatic. These are my brothers. They will never do that.
manje kuyiwa eJericho indawo enkulu ke lapha eMpumalanga kuthiwa ihlala ke ngokusho kwabo bathi ke kunesidleke seyidala nje. eJericho liwa khona nje manje ibutho nje ngoba libona liyongena seliphumile ngisho emgwaqeni yanqamlela manje kuphi nifuna ukwenzana amahosha manje selifuna ukwenzana amahosha manje yaphuma inkosi iphakela yaphuma inkosi iphakela la waseMpumalanga.
Man, I wanna talk about the clip of the gentleman that was speaking the podcast who Megji Noso Pendula. You know, Magakuluma Umchita, the guys most of the time they are entertaining, you know, they are loud, they ask questions, they make jokes, and you know they laugh all the time. But if you've watched this clip, you could feel where everyone was like listening to him, the room was silent. You know, you could feel what the guy is speaking from a true South African that is concerned. This is a concerned citizen. We are more from the heart. I mean, the things that he's speaking about, it's probably the things that he sees all the time. It's probably the things that he went through. He made references of Baragwanath Hospital. I was born there also. Just like a lot of people who are based in Johannesburg, Gauteng, who were born in Baragwanath. The conditions now, the past, there are other parts that are not part of this video. If you want to watch a full episode, you can go to Mitch's podcast and chill. That's where you'll find this episode. It was played yesterday there. So he also spoke about the conditions that are in Joburg now. He made references of when he was growing up, the streets that he used to walk when he was traveling, going to school. He spoke about the conditions then and the conditions now. So these are the things that most of us we are talking about when we are saying we are tired of illegal immigrants that comes in our country and destroy our infrastructure and also sell drugs to our kids. So these are the things that we always talk about. So the gentleman here, he just spoke about a lot of things that I also speak about in this channel. If you watch my videos, if you follow this channel, most of the things that he mentioned are the things that we talk about in this channel. By the way, this is Open Up Podcast. This is where everyone is allowed to comment and share. We discuss things that are taking place here in South Africa. Let's move to another clip.
Greetings to the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF, Julius Sello Malema, fellow fighters, and progressive forces across our continent and the world. Before we speak about appropriations, strategic plans, key performance indicators, and budget allocations, we must speak about blood. The blood of unemployed youth Mlazi, of mine workers in Tabazimbi, of Nasipi Dukwa and her 9-month-old baby, of children who died of hunger in the Eastern Cape, and the blood of black people whose labor built this country and whose suffering continues to sustain it. South Africa is a nation built on black blood. Blood land, blood labor, blood minerals, blood wealth, blood profits, and a blood government. This debate follows the tragic killing of 18-year-old Nhlamulo Sambo, whom according to his mother and sister was allegedly slaughtered like an animal for being Tsonga. The Western Cape police have stated contrary to this. But the fact remains, we are a country living in anxiety, searching for someone to blame for our realities. Poverty, hopelessness, and hatred have become the language of the oppressed. You and Leon Schreiber are caught in slumber while shacks are going up in flames. Step in and ensure that the Sambo family receives the truth about what happened to their son, that justice is served, and that the order is restored in our streets. You do not deserve to be on a political vacation whilst the failures of your government haunt our nation, Mr. President. Our people must know that we are in this situation because the president is sleeping on the job, only concerned about protecting himself from impeachment and jail. We extend our deepest condolences to the Sambo family, but condolences are not enough, Mr. President. Ntamula did not die in isolation. He died in a South Africa where poor people are taught to fear other poor people, whilst the architects of inequality continue to enjoy the fruits of exploitation. He died in a South Africa where unemployment, poverty, and desperation have become so normal that violence is mistaken for justice. We hope you have a few dollars to spare from your couches to bury Nhlamulo and numerous victims of violent crimes rooted in poverty, racism, misogyny, and blatant disregard for human life. We demand to see you deal with crime against ordinary South Africans with the same speed you sent out our police to go look for your undeclared stolen dollars without even opening a criminal case. Your presidency is a presidency of press statements and investment conferences,
Honorable
commissions, task teams.
Take your seat, please. There's a point of order. Yes, Honorable Member.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I'm rising on.
Okay, there's a reason why I did not put this clip in yesterday's video and day before yesterday's video, because in fact this meeting took place 2 days back, so I watched it. The reason why I did not put it there is because of the story that Naledi is talking about, Sagan Nhlamulo. So I didn't wanna talk about it up until at least I get some information regarding that story. You know, I said it in that video that if it's true, we feel sorry for the family, also for the loss of Nhlamulo, right? But when I go through social media and also watch other people's channel, I found out from South Africans, because we have social media now. We don't wait for the news. People, they actually record videos and speak about things that they know, and also post those videos and ask us to share those videos. So that's how we get news faster than SABC and the newsroom, you know. So we found out that no, the story is not true. It's not the way Naledi is presenting it. We know that the EFF is against March and March. They've said it. In fact, they've said it in all their interviews. Juice Malema has been posting his videos. He's clearly against it. And also the other members of the EFF, they are against it. We've seen what they've did to Ungizwe. Okay, Ungizwe's story is different, but we are not dumb. We are not dumb. When this thing was starting to escalate, that's when now they started to put pressure. Okay, Sarah News with the hope of trying to at least, I don't know what they were trying to do. Maybe the Bakabanguti is gonna slow down, or this thing is gonna come to an end. So the EFF, we know exactly position. Yeah. So abantu, they were angry on social media because they felt like the EFF is using the case Yagan Nhlamulo to fight against the March and March. Because Unaledi ngoba nemzwile nayo iyasho ukuthi a young boy lost his life due to the violence. People, they disagree on social media. They've said a complete different story. So they've even attacked her. I'm not going to do that because I don't have a problem with her. And also the clip that is going to play next now, it's Max Makhanya. He's got something to say. So I've got nothing to say. Mina now, Max. Let's hear what Max is saying. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Let's keep going.
Yena kanti ubuyela nini kwela kubo? Yena ke uphindela nini eMalawi kwela kubo? Ayolwela izwe lakubo, ayolwela izwe lokhokho bakhe. Uphindela nini? Uzogada ifa lakubo. Uzogada ifa la. Fearless fighters. Fearless fighters. Fighters. Awuma fighters ama. Uzogada ifa lakubo. Imake Naledi. Cha ulikade kahle ke ifalakini. Ifalakini nje alishintshanga ngisho igama, liseyifighter namanje. Selokulashiwa okhokho bakho. li-fearless fighter namanje lisayi-fearless fighter iqembu lakini ifa lakini. Kodwa manje phela kumele nawe unyakaze ntombi. Kudala wafika ima ngo-1993 wena wayithathaphi wena i-ID ngoba phela umthetho we-immigration waphasiswa ngo-1995. Umthetho nje we-immigration sengisho ke lo okhavarisha indaba ye-citizenship. Indaba nje ye-citizen, umthetho we-citizenship nje waphasiswa ngo-1995. Manje wena ngo-1993 wayithathaphi i-ID? Ekabani le-ID number oyisebenzisayo wena naledi? Le-ID number oyisebenzisayo ekabani ngoba phela umthetho we-citizenship ukuthi la eSouth Africa sekuvumelekile ukuthi ama-foreigners athole i-citizenship yala eSouth Africa. Lo mthetho uphase ngo-1995. Cha, kulungile-ke ntombi, ayi usuhlale kakhulu-ke kusukela ngo-1993. Cha, usungahamba-ke manje, usuze washada madoda, washada lapha kwaMpungose, hawu, koGowazi, kona usuyilona i-South African ngoba phela mawusushadile, owesifazane uyahamba kubo kwendoda yakhe. Okusho ukuthi-ke wena kubo kwendoda yakhe la eSouth Africa, lokho-ke kwenza ukuthi ube yilona i-South African. Kodwa phela ake uvakashe nje nawe kini eMalawi, ke uvakashe nje. Hawu, ke uhambe uyokhothwa amadlozi akho nawe o-Anton Cherwa no mama uLokhuza, umama uVera Chirwa. Ayokhotha nje amadlozi Nkosi yami. Shemu okakhokho wakho ubaba uAntoni Chirwa Nkosi yami wagwetshwa isigwetsho sentambo wafela ejele. Wagwetshwa walahlwa icala le-treason, icala lokuba yivuke lambuso. Wagwetshwa lapha na ejele, wafela khona ejele ukhokho wakho uAntoni Lokhuza Chirwa. Babehlakaniphile kokhokho bakho. Ngiyeza ukuthi bobabili babe ngama-advocates, baphinde futhi baba ama-politicians. U-Anton Chirwa nje yena wayekade eyi-Minister of Justice. Hayi babehla amaqhawe kahle kahle okhokho bakho wena ntombazane. Amaqhawe impelo, kodwa phela uyanini akukhotha amadlozi akho lawo ayihlakaniphile eMalawi. Ake na uqoqa amabhegi ntombi, ke uhambe uye eMalawi, ke uyokhothwa nje amadlozi akini ebese uyabuya-ke ngoba phela usushadile. Usunesitefe bola eSouth Africa. Umemeze ephalamende uyingane encane, umemeze abantu abadala. Umsangano nje uyakhombisa ukuthi awunayo inhlonipho yale eSouth Africa. Wamasimba nje foreigner elaba nenhlanhla-ke lathola i-ID laphinde lashada la eSouth Africa. Kulungile usuyi-South African, kodwa phela awubuye uvakashe kini ke uyokwehlisa isidina. Uthi uyowehlisa nje isitefe wena naledi Chirwa. Ake uphindele nje kwelakini ke usitshelele namama la Nkosi yami ukuthi amakhwapha asenuka izwe lonke manje. Ake bahambe Nkosi yami, ke bathi ukusiphumuza. Njalo sibamba amakhala basinukisela ngamakhwapha. Ake ubahambise nje abakini nawe. Nawe nesitefe yo. Ufike lifa lakini i-EFF. Sizobuya-ke sesizoxoxa ukuthi i-EFF yifa laseMalawi. Sizobuya sizoxoxa lowo mlando lowo ukuthi kahle kahle ama-fighters lawa yifa laseMalawi. Liqhamuka lapha yakukhokho kaNaledi Chirwa. Njoba nimbona nje uNaledi Chirwa kuzo zonke ingane eziyi-EFF ezilingana naye, uyena kuphela o-achievayo uyimember yePhalamende uyiyo yonke into ngisho ingane zama-fighters ama-leaders azikho ePhalamende uyedwa ngoba uvikela ifa lakubo uNaledi Chirwa lengane encane memeza abantu abadala lapha ePhalamende ayizenzi inamagunya wonke angithi bambi ifa lakubo ngezandla zombili kanje iEFF ilibambe kanje ifa lakubo uNaledi Chirwa uMalema wayengenayo ichoice kwakumele leyangane ayifake yonke indawo la ifuna ukungena khona ngoba into yokuqala lento yakubo lento eyakubo kwalengane yaqalwa umama uVera Chirwa lento yama fighters yaqalwa umama uVera ifa laseMalawi iEFF uMalema nje ubambe ifa laseMalawi ingakho bekumele alifake iMalawian leli nalo lidle libe lingene kuma position ebese lihlephulela iMalawi oBushiri laba libahlephulele leli Malawian leli isinkwa seEFF izithukuthuku zeSouth Africa ezibiza ngoSouth Africa laba ayithumthum lezi ezibiza ngama fighters cha bukhona ke bonke ubufakazi okuphikayo lokho cha akahamba yovula icala sihlangane ecourt zonke lezi indaba engishoyo oyiphikayo akahamba yovula amacala sihlangane enkantolo ukuthi uNaledi Chirwa is a Malawian lady because both her parents are Malawians. And the okhokho bakhe is from Malawi. Okhokho bakhe otin Chirwa no Lokhuze no mama uVera Chirwa ubhuti wakhe nje uNaledi Chirwa ubhuti wakhe okhokho bakhe I think akusi ubhuti wakhe I think omunye womkhulu bakhe noma omunye wobaba bakhe engathi ufele lapha ya eLondon egama lakhe Umkhondo Chirwa omunye wobaba uzalo lwakhe uNaledi Chirwa lo ufele lapha ngo2016 efele eLondon Umkhondo NKHONDO Mkhondo Chirwa ufele lapha ya eNgilandi ngo2016 omunye wobaba bakhe uNaledi lo uNaledi abaseMalawi Chirwa abaseMalawi uNaledi ugoduka nini aphindele eMalawi inkosi yami yazi yanesidini ingane iqamba manje futhi kumele iboshwe lento le i-incite violent ithi lesigebengu lesomfana esigwazwe lapha eCape Town senze house breaking singene emzini yabantu uthi yena sibulawe imarsh and marsh Spizi manje singamaZulu siyathukwa kuthiwa sibulala abantu kube kufe isigebengu sibulawa abanikazi bomuzi ebesiqhekeza kuwo lentombazane leli Malawian leli lizosiqhatha la eSouth Africa ligoduka nini leli Malawian eluNaledi Chirwa ligoduka nini umile umbuzo thank you so much
umelonto Malema ngiyeza kuwena baba nawo Malema njengoba ngithula mangisilimi ngithuli ngoba bengikukhonzile and ngikukhonzile ngisafuna umqondo wami Malema usanyakaza ukuthi lento yenzayo lento yokuphambana nehlobo uyenza ngamabomu yini yabona mfowethu ayikho into enzima ukuswitcha from ekumkhonzeni umuntu to ekumboneni ukuthi akayona lento cabanga ukuthi iyona obuza kuyithandana mina Malema manje I still believe in you Malema ngitshela mina I still believe in you kodwa inqubo eqhuba ngayo as we speak I don't understand it show mina uKingpark show mina baba Show mina angafuni ukukhuluma ngisazokhuluma kodwa mina Malema because ayikho into engihlonipha njengabantu njengoba Malema wena Malema upresident wena weqembu EFF upresident unama grand forces angena asha door to door campaigns and now ama elections local elections are around the corner and the ama grand forces now ayafuna nawo endaweni akuyona ukuthi kube yiwona awinayo ezama EFF wena wenzani wena angafuni ukukhuluma ngisabuka nje kodwa mhlambe abantu abangazi abama EFF bayangibona slowly ngiyashintsha awukwazi baba ukuphambana awukwazi ukuphambana nento efunwa abantu bakho le South Africa ibona abantu bakho ngoba ama EFF kuyimanje agcwele wonke umhlaba le South Africa abantu bakho baba angikhathali mina ukuthi ipolitiki yakho uyifunde kanjani uyidlala kanjani ubukani in future akusebenzi future sikhuluma njengamanje khona umuntu olambile ekhaya njengamanje umsebenzi wakho uthathwe yikwelekwele unjani wena hayi Malema ngeke mina ngafuna ukukhuluma but ngizokhuluma if it push me to that particular corner futhi bawushintsha wenza kahle ngizokhuluma futhi Malema kodwa manje let me keep my mouth shut because ngikhonzile kakhulu futhi.
Oh yeah, hey uyakhuluma ke Max sibekile next. Okay, this is the last part of our video. Thanks for watching. If you've watched up until where we are, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. We'll see you next time.